Welcome to our channel, where we dive into thought-provoking topics and explore the mysteries of life. Today, we're delving into the fascinating and often contradictory views surrounding the story of the Garden of Eden as depicted in the Bible. Bible narrative. The biblical narrative paints a vivid picture of the Garden of Eden as a utopian paradise, where Adam and Eve, the first humans, experienced a harmonious existence with nature and with their Creator. It was a place of unparalleled beauty, where lush vegetation, crystal-clear rivers, and abundant wildlife surrounded them. They lived in perfect communion with God, their loving and benevolent caretaker who provided for their every need. In this idyllic setting, Adam and Eve were granted dominion over the earth and all its creatures, enjoying a life of abundance and tranquility. They lacked nothing except for one explicit command from God: to refrain from eating the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. This tree, among the many in the garden, stood as a symbol of divine authority and the boundary between obedience and disobedience. Despite the abundance and blessings bestowed upon them, temptation lurked in the shadows in the form of a serpent, cunning and deceitful. This serpent, often interpreted as a manifestation of evil or as a symbolic representation of temptation, approached Eve and questioned the validity of God's command. With subtle persuasion and false promises, the serpent planted doubt in Eve's mind, tempting her with the forbidden fruit. Eve, influenced by the serpent's cunning words and enticed by the prospect of gaining wisdom and knowledge, succumbed to temptation and ate from the tree. In her disobedience, she also offered the fruit to Adam, who, driven by love and a desire to remain united with Eve, partook of the forbidden fruit as well. In that fateful moment, they broke the one commandment given to them by God, leading to catastrophic consequences. Their act of disobedience shattered the harmony of Eden, disrupting the perfect union between humanity and divinity. As a consequence of their actions, Adam and Eve were banished from the garden, cast out into a world fraught with hardship, suffering, and mortality. Their expulsion marked the beginning of humanity's journey through a fallen world, where the consequences of sin and the struggle between good and evil would shape the course of history. Logical interpretation. When we examine the story of the Garden of Eden through a logical lens, we encounter a perplexing contradiction. The narrative portrays God as omniscient and omnipotent, possessing complete knowledge and power. Given these attributes, one might wonder why God, in his infinite wisdom, would knowingly place a forbidden tree within reach of Adam and Eve. If God truly desired to prevent sin and maintain the purity of his creation, why introduce a temptation that could lead to disobedience? Wouldn't it have been simpler for God to create a garden without the tree of knowledge of good and evil, thus eliminating the possibility of sin altogether? This line of questioning challenges traditional interpretations of the story, prompting us to reconsider its symbolic significance and theological implications. It invites us to explore deeper philosophical questions about the nature of free will, divine intervention, and the purpose of temptation in the human experience. Furthermore, if God is indeed all-powerful, why allow the serpent to tempt Adam and Eve in the first place? Couldn't God have intervened to prevent the serpent's deception or thwart its influence over humanity? These questions highlight the tension between God's sovereignty and human agency, raising profound theological dilemmas that continue to puzzle scholars and believers alike. Ultimately, the logical interpretation of the Garden of Eden story challenges us to reconcile the complexities of divine providence with our understanding of moral responsibility. It encourages us to approach religious narratives with critical thinking and intellectual curiosity, recognizing that the pursuit of truth often leads to more questions than answers. unanswered questions. The biblical tale of the Garden of Eden leaves us grappling with profound uncertainties that have perplexed theologians, scholars, and seekers of truth for centuries. Among these lingering mysteries are questions that challenge our understanding of the divine and the nature of humanity. One perplexing question revolves around the role of the serpent in the garden. If God is omniscient and omnipotent, why did he allow the serpent to tempt Adam and Eve? Did God foresee the serpent's actions? And if so, why did he not intervene to prevent the fall of humanity into sin? Furthermore, why did God choose to create a creature capable of leading his beloved creations astray? Another enigma lies in the concept of divine justice. Why did God choose to punish all of humanity for the actions of two individuals? It seems unjust for generations to suffer the consequences of Adam and Eve's disobedience. Some ponder whether there could have been a more equitable way for God to address their transgression without condemning all of humanity to a fallen state. Additionally, the presence of the forbidden tree in the garden raises profound questions about divine intent. If God did not want Adam and Eve to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, why did he place it within their reach? Did God foresee the inevitable temptation, or was the presence of the tree part of a larger divine plan that remains beyond our comprehension? Where is that Garden of Eden today? After Adam and Eve were expelled from the Garden of Eden, according to the Bible, God placed cherubim and a flaming sword to guard the way to the tree of life, preventing them from re-entering. However, the exact location of the Garden of Eden is not specified in the biblical text. Over the centuries, there have been various theories and speculations about the location of the Garden of Eden, ranging from Mesopotamia to the Persian Gulf region. Some believe it could have been in modern-day Iraq, while others suggest locations in the Middle East or even Africa. However, there is no conclusive evidence to determine the exact whereabouts of the Garden of Eden, and its precise location remains a mystery and subject to interpretation and speculation. The logical mind often finds itself entangled in a web of questions when confronted with biblical narratives. This can lead to a deep sense of confusion. Are we expected to cast aside logic in the face of these stories? How do we discern truth from falsehood amidst such complexity? Thank you for accompanying us on this exploration of the Garden of Eden. We invite you to share your thoughts and reflections in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more enlightening content. Until we meet again, may your quest for knowledge and understanding guide you on the path of enlightenment.